Oh shit! What a good morning. Hi there guys, Megan, Ryan, JC, Ryan, James, Cropper, and welcome to your potential channel taking it towards your mental health, physical well-being, and your spiritual ascension. Did I speak too fast? Let me tone it a little bit down. I had a good morning today. Had a good shower. Ironed my clothes. So just in case you see any amount of water dripping, I'm not sweating, although it is a hot day outside. I just stepped out of the bathroom. So today I have an experience for you guys. It's one I had quite a while ago, but I didn't mention it because, well, actually I did. I made a video about it, but I accidentally formatted my card, wiping the material. But basically, what happened was, I went through about a month where I was learning how to use my ability to see visions from the future. I know it sounds a bit like one vision. I got more than one ability. It's not just astral projection that I do. Every now and then I would see images of moments within the future. And at first when I was a kid doing it, I just thought they were just, just things that would just pop into my head. Mental images, thoughts that I didn't really have to entertain any amount of effort into creating them. They just appeared, But then one day I ended up working at the hospital and I'm at the bottom of the lift with my manager and I'm saying something and it triggers a memory of a time when I was a kid, and I remembered having one of those flashes that I thought I made up, but the flash was basically me at the bottom of an elevator speaking to a woman in a hat and a vest. And also, it's kind of trippy when you're sat there experiencing that as an adult, remembering when you was a kid, remembering as a kid seeing an image of the future and then just passing it off as imagination. That's just what the adults called it, right? So I decided to develop that further. And upon my meditations on my couch, I ended up striking gold quite a few times, but the visions were just random visions of the future, I came to the realization that the ones that felt the most real were most likely going to happen. And the ones that didn't feel so vivid, so intense, if I couldn't feel my surroundings within the vision, if I couldn't feel my body, my mindset, my emotional state at the time, then it was less likely, far less likely, that I was going to experience those visions within the future. Anyway, after doing those meditations, I decided to astral project, the ability that I'm known for. And I'm laying there, and then I just slide out. It's like little to no effort needed to do it this time. And I slid out of my body, and I remembered going upstairs into my room, this room. And I'm about over there near the mirror. It's a wiggly mirror. I've never understood why they cut in that shape. Our bodies aren't. I'm stood there and I'm thinking to myself, okay, what do I want to do? Well, I wanted to visit my brother. Okay, my younger brother, he's about 18. I'm pretty sure he's 18. And I wanted to see what he was doing at my old house. So I went on over there by just basically willing myself there. Everything went black. I didn't completely lose consciousness, although it was a bit of a struggle there, So everything went black. I ended up materializing at my brother's house. Only it was at a specific point of time when I was a child. My bed was crammed in this tiny room, and so was my twin brother's. His bed was also crammed within the tiny room, and if you're wondering, yes, he also has abilities. Does he know how to astral project? No, he doesn't know how to astral project. Can he see dead people? Yes. Does he see them as much as me? No. Okay? I developed my abilities, whereas he stopped. Yeah. I'm there, and I'm looking at our beds. I'm looking at our Sonic the Hedgehog curtains up on the rail. And all of a sudden, I start seeing more visions, which is kind of weird. Because a lot of people out there who don't understand astral projection, they tend to think that it's nothing more than something that's going on inside of our heads. But when you actually slide out of the body and experience what it's like to be a disembodied consciousness outside of the physical vessel, and then you're able to have a set of memories outside of the body. You're able to experience altered states outside of a physical body. It kind of puts things into perspective. Because I meditate. You know, I get into altered states all of the time in this body. I know what it's like. I've been doing it for years. So for someone like that to come to me and say, isn't it just in your head? That's not only incredibly naive, but it's like they're calling me stupid, you know, as if I can't tell the difference. It's kind of a shame, because I know for a fact that if they're thinking like that, then there's like no way for them to astral project. We're just gonna have to wait, right? We're just gonna have to wait until something happens to them where they see or experience what it's like to slide out of the body. So I'm having these visions, right? These visions outside of my body in my old childhood room. It looks exactly the same. The beds are there. Only the visions didn't feel like they were coming as of a result of my thinking. They felt like they were being swayed my way. And then all of a sudden, this woman comes out of the wall, okay? Her skin is like really hydrated. I'm not gonna say oily, but hydrated. And it had no pigmentation whatsoever. Her hair was like silver, but the strands were thicker than normal. Her eyes were pretty much white, not fully white like Storm out of the X-Men, but the color of the eyes, they were silvery white, you know? You could see that they were there still. She dematerialized, or better put, materialized herself through a dematerialized space, you know, where my window used to be. She just walked on through. And she basically told me, hey Ryan, I know what you've been doing, okay? I'm going to show you a way to do it better. I'm going to teach you something that the people within my dimension do all of the time. She said that she was from a plane of existence that coincided within its own little space. It was a dimensional plane, not close to our own, but it was kind of similar in the sense that they all looked like people, only they were more physically advanced. She mentioned as to how there were all of these parallel universes, loads of them, and she was able to freely, willingly materialize herself in any plane of existence that she wanted to. Not just her, but every member of her species. They had gotten to that point within their evolution where it was second nature to them. Heck, first nature to them. Easy. And then she said something which reminded me about a spiritual video that I came across a long time ago. Although the method in which she taught me was completely different. She said that everyone within her plane of existence, on her planet, they were all able to activate Merkaba. Okay, and if you don't know what the Merkaba is basically the light body. We all have many different bodies encased within this body, and they all exist within their own plane of existence. But you see, all of these planes overlay each other, and they're responsible for many different things. You've got the emotional body, responsible for your emotions, of course. Then you've got your astral body, dealing with astral projection. You've got your mental body, dealing with your mental thought. You've got the etheric body, deals with thought forms, and then you've got the physical body. She opened a hole within my room, and she shows me her TV. Yeah, no, it's nothing like our TVs here. The TVs that they have are basically made out of light. It's more like a holographic projection, but it doesn't look sketchy or run down or like it's running on like a 2.0 software. No, this thing is Ultra HD. There is no K that you can put on this thing. It is just perfect. And it materializes itself within our space. And she says, this guy here is the first person on your planet that introduced this idea to our civilization eons ago. Okay? Eons ago. I watched this video with her. And she said, what you gotta do is you gotta feel the consciousness inside of your body. Okay? She said that what we do is we activate this field within our hearts. But it is not love. You will not understand or be able to comprehend what this feels like unless you trigger certain energy points within your body, which then allow you to discover this frequency. Otherwise, you won't know what it is. The only way I was able to feel it was because what she had done was she had sat there and she had activated her Merkaba to the point where I could literally see a toroidal field emanating from her body. Okay, it was colored dark blue with pink coming towards the center, and it would just spin all around her. And she came towards me, and her energy field literally passed through my astral body. And what it did was that allowed me to feel the frequency that she was emanating from her heart. Now, she did not say that I couldn't do it with my physical body. She didn't say that at all. She was just saying that anybody can do this. Okay, pun intended. Any physical body and any person out there who's able to feel this frequency. So I hop onto the frequency, and she says to me, okay, just feel it. And what you want to do is you want to basically close your eyes, look down to the left really sharply, look straight up to the middle, look straight to the left really sharply, straight to the middle, straight up, and then along to the right. Okay? I did that whilst feeling the toroidal field energy that was flowing throughout my being. And then to my surprise, I opened my eyes straight after, I felt kind of weird, not tingly, but smooth internally. And then that kind of stopped to a certain degree. But then it felt like there was this other frequency that was around me, which allowed my astral body to levitate. And she said, don't try to make it stronger. She says, don't try to focus on it. All you want to do is just let it do its thing. So I just, willingly let myself just go along with the ride. While I was feeling the energy that she passed on to me, she broke down the science of the Merkaba. Now, the Merkaba is the light body. Okay? It's an energy field that goes through you, which allows you to do some astonishing things. She said this wall has a base frequency. And this base frequency, once you tap into it with your Merkaba, you can not only turn the base frequency, remold it into life, conscious, intelligent life, not a thought form, something that thinks individually onto itself. You could also turn this base frequency into any other object, and you can turn it into a wormhole. Okay, now this explains a lot of things that I've experienced, especially when it came to a being that walked through my physical wall whilst I was in 3D. I wasn't even astral projecting, and she walked straight out. Okay, this was another experience I had. I mentioned it on I'm Conscious Now What, over on Derek Dunlap's channel. It's an ET experience. But basically what it does is it restructures matter and it puts it down to its normal frequency. Now, if I'm going to make more sense out of this, think of it like water, alcohol, Coca-Cola, juice. What do they all have in common? They all have water, right? And they all have different substrates which give it its taste, its flavor, its carbonated, bubbly texture within your mouth. So if you eliminate the additional things that go into all of these beverages, then what you have is just water. Well, it's the same thing with matter. Everything has a baseline frequency, and the Merkaba completely alters the baseline frequency to the user's will. And I find myself floating past the door frame, under the door frame, towards my old room. I thought I was going to hit my head on the door frame, but luckily that didn't happen. Instead, my head went through the door frame. I passed into my old room, the one with the paint all over the walls. Whilst I approached the wall, I remember what she said about me being able to use it as a doorway to another dimension. I faced through the wall and I found myself appearing up in the sky. And I'm looking down. Okay, and as I'm looking down, I see this canoe in this river. And I see another version of me. This is a parallel reality where another version of me is in a boat. Okay? I'm looking down at disembodied consciousness, and all of a sudden, I go straight into my body. Not this body that was on the couch downstairs, or standing in front of this camera, but the body that existed within that parallel dimension. I get his thoughts. I get his memories, I get his intentions, what he's actually doing there, I get his lifestyle, how spiritual he is, I get everything. And basically what he was doing was he was tracking down a gator, an alligator, huge ones within this swampish like river, massive. Long story short, I think I may have put him in danger. Yeah, so I left and I came to within a dimension close to this one, but not quite this one. After that, I simply went back to my body. And I came back here. So this has been my experience. This is how I discovered and learned how to activate the Merkaba within my astral body. I have tried it within my physical body. And the only thing that came about that practice was the fact that I was able to move my consciousness through a wall and through my door. And then by doing so, it actually allowed me to see what was on the other side. And that was while I was standing. This is a form of astral travel, not projection. Astral travel is when you do it with your consciousness, not with your astral body. So I'm Ryan James Merkabah. This has been my astral projection experience. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this, or you can just head on over there to check out ones that I've previously done. I'll speak to you all pretty soon. Peace.